Good evening and welcome to the Squawk. I'm Carson Snitzler.
And I'm Alex McEwen.
Tonight, we'll hear from men's soccer coach Adam Potter as he discusses the 30-0, yes, you heard that right, 30-0 win on Saturday, as well as owning the #1 ranking in the country.
Also, Adam Peterson stops by to discuss the fall production of Northeast Theater. All this and more on the Squawk.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out.
Do I look at you?
Yes.
All right.
Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Welcome back to the Squawk. The Northeast Community College men's soccer team has maintained their #1 national ranking. In the latest polls, the Hawks stayed firm at the top spot after a 2-1 victory against #3 Iowa Lakes Community College on Wednesday, as well as a 30-0 win on the road against Scott Community College on Saturday. And now I am pleased to be joined by head coach of the men's soccer team, Adam Potter. Coach, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you having me.
So first, to kind of start off, can you just kind of give a general overview on the season so far?
Yeah, so currently we're sitting #1 in the nation, 14-0. We've traveled many places already this season, up to Michigan, Chicago, down to Missouri. Knocked off, I believe, right now, Schoolcraft's #7 in the nation, Prairie State's #11 in the nation, and then just had another top win this past week against #3 Iowa Lakes.
Awesome. So what are the things that you've liked the most out of the season so far and from the team?
Yeah, I just think I've really enjoyed this group of guys, just willingness to fight through any kind of adversity, anything together, and just willing to learn and adapt on the fly. You know what I mean? And just this group of sophomores has just been so great of like pushing these guys along and teaching and learning and helping everyone just come together.
Awesome. So are there some things that you've seen from your guys that maybe you'd like to change, or something that you haven't seen yet that you're hoping to see from them as the season progresses?
Yeah, I think for me just right now is I've been talking with my guys about just running through the line and just finishing strong, right? Like we just have to hold, the biggest thing for me is just we just have to hold each other to that high standard every single day in training, in the classroom, and doing all the little things. And if we're able to do all these little things every single day and run through the line and not just become complacent, we're going to find a lot of success throughout the way here.
What were some of the biggest goals that you had in the preseason? Because last year you guys had a really great season, made the national tournament, didn't quite finish the job, but had a really great season. So what were some of the things that you talked about leading up to this year?
Yeah, for us, obviously we had that feeling when we lost 1-0 to #1 overall Phoenix at the national tournament. We were just heartbroken, you know, and we knew like if we put in the work in the off season and keep fighting and grinding and, you know, naturally with, like I kind of alluded to earlier, just having a guys like last year we didn't have that many sophomores, and now having a huge group of sophomores that can help lead the freshmen and push the freshmen and been through those same kind of situations before, it helps us push us get stronger every single day, you know? And so for us, we just talked about conquering one day at a time, not worrying about the outside distractions and just focusing on us, right? And we kind of broke a rope earlier in the year of just making accountability if someone's falling back, pulling each other back on and holding each other to a standard.
You guys have had a lot of games that have been really great. You've had multiple wins against ranked teams, and obviously you guys haven't lost yet. Was there a point in the season that you thought you guys really hit your big turning point and really turned the corner and turned you guys into an elite team?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's going to sound silly. I thought personally kind of where that kind of stuff started was actually in training camp. We had a few little hiccups. I'm not going to allude to them all, but we had a lot of things that just kind of went the wrong way early. And it was something right then and there. I was like, I had no idea who this team was going to be. You know, I didn't know what we were going to do. And we got back from playing Missouri State, and they're top 5 Division I now. And after we got back from that and that little hiccup that we had, it was kind of that turning point where I was just like, okay, this group is starting to know, they get it. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, okay, they can do the little things off the field, and I knew naturally the things on the field were going to take care of themselves. You know, I knew, like, if they're willing to learn and listen and willing to fight and take criticism and take this and that, like, I knew that we were going to be able to get into a place where we could be. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So this year, you guys, once again, having this great season, you guys have really high aspirations for the rest of this season. Looking into the future, what do you feel like the future holds for this program?
Yeah, I mean, for the future of this place, obviously we want to run through the line like I talked about earlier and finish the season out strong. But, you know, for the future of this place, we want to continue to this place be a powerhouse year in, year out. You know, I was on this show a couple of years ago, and that was when the whole change was happening, where this place has only had 6-7 wins before the last couple of years, you know. And I talked on that show, and I said we want to make this place where everyone knows in the nation who Northeast is, and I think it's starting to come true as people are starting to see, like, it's going to be a battle every single time when our team takes the field and you're going to play against us, and that's what we want to happen, is this place to be known in the nation for men's soccer.
Just looking about, what would you say, a month left in the season, what are some of the things that you're really looking at? What does this team need to do to win the title?
Yeah, I think, like I said before, is we just have to take one day at a time and focus on the little details, and we will get there. You know what I mean? I think if we hold each other to a mark, we hold each other to a standard, and no matter what adversity or trial comes our way, we fight through it together. And I think one thing that's really great about this group is a lot of teams talking about being a family. I can truly say this group is a family. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen how much they're there for one another. Through injuries, through sickness, through hardships, off the field, on the field, everything else like that. Like, this group truly preaches what it means to be a family. And when you have guys that are willing to be there and willing to sacrifice and do things on the field for one another and fight every single ball and 50-50 challenge and stuff like that, you're going to find success. And I think for us is just staying close-knitted, stay as a group, and focus one training at a time and one day at a time, and we'll get to where we want to be.
Absolutely, Coach. A lot of great stuff happening with this team so far, and can't wait to see what the end of the season holds. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break and be right back.
I'm a licensed practical nurse. I work in rehab, long-term care, and assisted living facilities. When I look at my residents, I see my mom, my dad, and I'm giving the respect and the care I would want. We are protectors of our residents. Their safety, their health, and happiness are 3 things that we're working on 24/7. We've taken an oath to do that, but it's in our hearts to do that.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. The nicotine in e-cigarettes is addictive and can harm brain development. That's why I worry about teens who try e-cigarettes. Many young people use pod-based e-cigarettes like Juul, which have high levels of nicotine. And because teens' brains are still developing, they can quickly become addicted. The tobacco industry uses fruit and candy flavors to attract young people, often turning them into lifelong users. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Adam, can you tell us a little bit about the play?
Yeah, we are kicking off the season this year with a really fun murder mystery. It's an Agatha Christie classic, you know, with all the elements you'd be looking for from an Agatha Christie. And it features one of her more popular characters, probably say second most popular after Poirot, Miss Marple is in it.
Okay, and what exactly can our viewers or our audience expect from the show?
Well, as you might expect from any Agatha Christie, lots of twists and turns. You know, you're going to find mistaken identities, of course, murders, as the name of the show implies. And really, it's just fun to sit back as an audience member and, of course, play detective along with the characters.
Okay. How long have you been working on this show?
Oh, gosh. I think we've been at it, what, 6 weeks, I think? Yeah.
So
you would know, being part of the show, Alex.
I would say that's about right.
Yeah, and that's interesting because this is one of the shorter rehearsal periods that we have out of all the productions we do during the year. This production, we actually have a week less than we normally get for productions, so the cast has to work a little extra hard.
Yes, I've noticed that. So we've discussed how long we've had in the rehearsal process, but what's the timeline from when you picked this play to when we're really going to get it running this weekend?
Yeah, so, you know, honestly, we picked this show 2 years ago. All the productions are done in partnership with Norfolk Community Theater, and the Community Theater Board, actually a committee from the board, selects the shows. I selected this show specifically. My grandmother was always a huge Agatha Christie fan, so you know, I did it for her.
That's awesome. So I'm a little worried about how you might answer this question, but what's it been like working with the cast for this specific play?
Well, you know, most of them have been great to work with. Most of them, no, all of them really have been, yourself included. What's, as I mentioned, you know, it's a partnership with Community Theater, so we get a great mix with these productions. We have members of the public, we have students all working together, you know, all same team. So lots of varying levels of experience to play around with.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the cast there and your thoughts on them. But what is an average rehearsal like? What's the environment like, in your opinion?
Well, I hope calm, collected, and productive. And they usually are. You know, I don't like to waste people's time in a rehearsal process. And, you know, a minute wasted in rehearsal is a minute we could have spent making the show that much better. So we're out to put on the best production possible. And I'm there to, you know, make sure people are staying on track. But honestly, to get back to the cast I'm working with, this has been a great group. And, you know, everybody's kind of kept themselves on task.
Well, that's great to hear. Let's talk a little bit about when people can actually come out and start watching us.
So we open this Thursday night. The show happens, let's see, October 5th through 7th and 12th through 14th at 7:30 p.m. And then we do a Sunday matinee on the 8th at 1:30 p.m. I always have to be really careful to make sure I get all those numbers correct. And if people are interested in checking out, they can just go to nctheater.org or just Google Norfolk Community Theater and they can get tickets there.
Okay, perfect. So we know when people can come and watch it, but what's it going to take for people to get tickets?
Well, you know, if you do go to that website, nctheater.org, you can just reserve your seats right there. You get to pick where you'd like to sit. You can also just walk up and get tickets at the door. Tickets, if you get them advance, $15 for adults, $5 for students, regardless of whether they're a student. And for Northeast staff and students, it's free of charge. Then there's a $5 surcharge at the door if people don't get their tickets in advance.
Okay, great. So Northeast students, if you're hearing that, you guys can come watch us this weekend for free, or next weekend. So Adam, what do we have planned for the next production?
The next production is called A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, and it's a musical spoof of kind of your classic murder tales. It's a lot of fun, it really is. And then later in the season, we're doing a dinner theater, one of those murder mystery dinner theaters that are audience interactive.
Okay, that's great. We've talked a little bit about the Community Theater and Northeast Theater, but how does that work with those two being combined?
Well, it's been a partnership that is very long running. I believe 50 years plus the two have been working together. And it's awesome because I grew up here in Norfolk, and I was involved with productions out here from the age of 8 because of community theater and, you know, doing productions on the big stage here. And what's so great about it is community theater provides a lot of the financial support. It allows us to do a lot more than we would be able to do just by ourselves.
Okay. Well, thank you, Adam. Once again, you guys can come and check out Agatha Christie's A Murder is Announced this weekend and next weekend. Thank you.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
From the moments that shape our lives to those that shape our days, broadcasters are there, delivering the most trusted news that keeps you informed when it matters. We are your neighbors, a trusted voice, a lifeline. We are broadcasters. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Welcome back into the Squawk. On Wednesday, the federal government will be conducting a test of its emergency lines. At 1:20 p.m. Central Time, all phones will go off with the siren indicating that there is an emergency. However, this is just a test to make sure that the line reaches all people. Do not be alarmed when the test is conducted.
The city of Las Vegas, Nevada has opened its newest entertainment attraction. The Las Vegas Sphere opened over the weekend with its inaugural event, a U2 concert. The venue is the world's largest spherical venue at 366 feet high and 516 feet wide. The capacity sits at 18,000.
President Biden is praising the creators of the Americans with Disabilities Act. The act, which was signed 30 years ago, bans discrimination of any person based on a disability they might have. He also recognized the billions of dollars that have been put into the research of disability.
General Motors has laid off 164 employees amid the United Auto Workers Union strike. The company announced that as of Monday, workers on strike would no longer be allowed to work. The UAW and GM are currently negotiating to get those not released to return to their jobs.
A popular healthy drink option, Juice Stop, recently opened in Norfolk. The company believes in eating healthy and living positively. The family-owned business is ready to serve the community of Norfolk. Let's check in and see how things have started for the business.
Juice Stop would be a family-based store smoothie shop that provides fresh, healthy fruit smoothies as an alternative to the fast-paced lifestyle and an alternative towards the fast food industry. A healthy alternative to fast food. You take the quality fruits that we get with the strawberries, bananas, peaches, mangoes, dragon fruits, raspberries. You take that and you blend it with a sherbet of lime, pineapple, orange, raspberry. You also have a non-fat yogurt. So you blend that together and people fall in love with it. It's filling, it hits the spot. We have everything from 4x8, which is milk, honey, bananas, peanut butter, non-fat yogurt. People mix. You can mix protein with just about anything. We have chocolate, we have vanilla, we have strawberry banana, we have non-flavored, we have vegan. You can also mix it with a wellness blend or a daily blend or relaxing energy. There's just a lot that can go into a smoothie to make it into a meal or critique it to what you like. If you come in and you order, say, an America's Cup strawberry bananas, you don't like bananas, can you take the bananas out? We make them fresh. Yes, we can take the bananas out. Could you add mangoes to that instead? Definitely. We've been approached through the stores to not do fruit juice. We actually use fruit juice. They can cut our costs if we were to switch to syrup. Well, syrup doesn't make a very good smoothie. It's high in sugar. It's not good for you. So we just stuck with our guns and we've kept the fruit juice, and we do have, like I said, it's all fruit juice. The only syrup that is added is if we do Red Bull infusions. I think we do 2 with syrups, but the rest are all done with our fruit juices. We do blue raspberry and then the desert pear, which would be the only ones. But otherwise, yeah, we stay with fruit juices. That's been true to us, and it makes a good smoothie.
Look at today's weather forecast is today it has been cloudy with an 80-degree high and 80% chance of rain this evening. Tomorrow looks to be a partly cloudy skies day right at 70 degrees, with Thursday also projected at partly cloudy skies and 66 degrees. A cool down on Friday to end the week as we see sunny skies and 54 degrees. Saturday, another partly cloudy sky with a high of around 59 degrees. Autumn is now upon us and the temperature is dropping. Expect some cooler weather into the future.
What I like about teaching at Northeast the most are my students. I'm very fond of saying, yes, they come from a rural community, but what they lack in big city savvy, they more than make up for in hard work and initiative.
I think what's special about Northeast and this program is that it's close to home. So some of the things that I find exciting is, we learn something new every day. Whether it's, you're going into Photoshop or InDesign or whatever, creating something.
Northeast is closer, it's cheaper. You have to put in the time and the effort to learn how it works. I actually get to have a degree and be ready to go and get my next occupation in just 2 years.
I really like Northeast because not everything can fit in the graphic design, but everything can become graphic design. So it's just kind of what direction you guys want to take it. You come to Northeast and almost every professor you got is willing to work with you and help you better your grades or help you understand the material so you're not struggling. And a lot of the professors want you to succeed. They want you to do better, so they're not going to let you lag behind. They're going to help you stay in touch with the program and keep going.
What made me choose graphic design is that when I was a senior in high school, I got to do the Fridays at Northeast class, and I found an art class, and it was with Mr. S. And after that, I just knew that's the degree I wanted to move forward with, and he's an awesome teacher, so that helps a lot too.
The most important things that I feel that I pass along to my students, excellence is always in style. I'm very proud to be able to send them out into the world because I know they can compete with anybody, anywhere.
You think you know the students around Northeast campus? Well, we're gonna find out. We sent Ram Waters over to Union 73 to interact with students and ask them various personality questions. Here were the results.
Have you ever seen a ghost? And if you have, where?
I have not, but I believe I've heard a ghost in my old house because the chairs would move by the kitchen table upstairs whenever I was downstairs and no one else was home.
If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
What?
If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
I don't know. It's peanut butter.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes and no. It's on bread, so I mean, technically yes.
Okay. If you were a famous artist, what would your stage name be?
Fancy J.
Have you ever seen a ghost? And if you have, where?
Yes, I have. It was actually near my old elementary school. They had like a cornfield, and there were two of them actually. And they were looking for diamonds, because they were saying that we're actually in the wind.
Peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
Nutter buttercream.
Some really interesting insight there. Those personality questions, you always get some interesting answers, and it's kind of fun to see what people come up with.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for this week. So we thank you for joining us, and we'll be back once again next week, 5 o'clock once again. Have a squawking good week, everyone.